like you see them from such a tiny little baby, and you see them sometimes take their first steps, and sometimes, you know, those first words. It's, yeah, really, really joyous.
Welcome to part 1 of our video mini-series, designed to give you some insight into what it's like to have a career in the childcare industry. In this episode, we'll meet with real-life industry workers, students, managers and trainers to find out what childcare workers actually do and what they enjoy about their roles.
With childcare, or as it's correctly called, early childhood education and care, we work with children from about 6 weeks of age through to about 6 years of age generally. The children can't start until they've had their first immunisation, but after that we're willing to take them if we have room. With babies, of course, there are lots of nappies, lots of crying, lots of bottles and lots of comforting, and we work with a ratio of 1 educator to 4 babies. With toddlers, it's a little less. It's 1 educator to 5 toddlers, which is interesting because, of course, toddlers get up to so much mischief. However, that's the way the regulations are. When we get to preschool, there are 4 and 5-year-old children up to 6. That is a 1 educator to 10 children, and that's very, very different from working with the babies and the toddlers.
Hours in childcare, you need to be flexible. Some centres are open from 6:30 in the morning to 6:30 at night time. Here at Kids Haven, we're 7:30 to 6:30, so we're on a rotating shift. We do a fortnightly roster, so it may be one fortnight you'll do a 7:30 shift and finish at 3:30, but the next fortnight you may do a close shift, so 10:30 to 6:30, and then all those shifts in the middle.
Rewarding part of my day would be seeing the children smile and actually want to come to you. Like when they're upset or when they're sad, they find comfort in you, and that's really rewarding for the nursery children. And just seeing their progression from when they first started to where they are now, it's a big difference, and seeing how they can go from being such little babies who depend on you so much to being so independent and able to run around in the backyard and wipe their own faces and do their own thing without having to be so dependent on you all the time. It's really rewarding. The toddler room. The most rewarding thing in there is to hear their progression in their language, I would say. So it's from them starting in the toddler room, not really being able to say much, only saying a couple of words here and there, to them at the end of the year progressing into full sentences where they're able to say your name and talk to you as an educator rather than I think that makes a big difference in your day, and it is rewarding when you hear them say your name for the very first time. The preschool room, I love the 3 to 4 room. I think that they have the best little brains, and they're such sponges, and they learn so much in such a short period of time. And I just love that you can sit down at a table and literally teach them anything, and they're just happy to be there, happy to learn, happy to do their own thing. They're very independent at that age, and I love being able to teach them to be independent. The 4 to 5 room, I like that they're starting to develop into their own little person, so they're creating their own uniqueness in a way, and they know what they want and what they don't want. They're able to determine where they want to be and where they don't want to be, what they want to do, what they don't want to do. I think it is really rewarding seeing them make their own decisions and not you having to make a decision for them, which is really nice.
Every day I have a moment where I'm filled with joy, which is something that a lot of people can't say about their job. But I think knowing and meeting a baby from perhaps when their mother's been pregnant and watching that child grow and develop until they leave you and go to school is such a privilege. All I can say is that it's a really, really rewarding career, and being able to have that personal touch with families and build those really strong personal relationships is so valuable. And if you can set good boundaries and have clear communication from the start, then I think there's no way that you can go wrong.
I personally like the fact that it's one of those jobs where what you do is actually meaningful. Like, it's not just like you help, you know, you do have an impact on children's lives, and it's yeah, it's a job where you see the results of your work, you see the kids develop, you see them learn, grow, you can help them with things, and I'm really passionate about that sort of stuff, and it feels like a meaningful job. It feels like a job where, you're making a difference in the community or you're making a difference in children's lives. So that's the thing I really like about it.
I like that it's very rewarding, and having that impact on the children's lives, their potential and growing them into the people that they will be one day. Having that impact is definitely an honour. I like that no day is the same. It's not boring at all.
Just knowing the kids, I think they're so beautiful, and I think it's so amazing watching them grow and develop, and this is their prime age to do that. So I think it's been amazing, just even the past 6 months, to see how much they've grown and developed. I think that's pretty cool to see.
Probably the connection that you get with the kids. Only just yesterday I got a picture drawn of me by one of the kids, and just the feeling that you get of just the kids. I'll come here and they'll all get excited, they'll say your name, run over and give you a hug and stuff like that. It's just, I don't know, just makes you happy. It's just good having the connections with the kids. They all love you.
My best memory of working with children is working with a child that is working on a goal. If you know you've been a part of that process and getting them to achieve their outcome, so watching a baby take their first steps, it's amazing because you know you're being there. Or if you've got a child with additional needs and helping them to achieve a small goal, such as being able to put on their own clothes because it's sensory a really challenging thing, helping them and seeing them achieve it, you just want to celebrate. So that it makes me happy that I get to be a small part of their journey. I like celebrating their educational achievements, so learning the alphabet and colours, and it's also just fun to interact with children. It just helps you to remember life is not as serious. It's you can sit and talk about a bug on the ground. You can talk about singing songs with the children. You can have a bit of fun, and I really appreciate that in my life.
In the next episode, we will look at what the expectations are for childcare workers and what skills and attributes are required to work in this industry.